Gang, good afternoon. It is the first live Q&A we're doing on YouTube. So I'm not sure what the turnout is going to be. So gladly enough, I have comments from the last couple of videos that I did. For those of you who are, where you guys are following along, we're doing the couple different videos now on Mondays and Wednesdays. Let me turn this around a little bit. I get blinded too much. Jeez. On YouTube, and Mondays and Wednesdays I'm covering the form on Mondays during this quarantine. Every Monday we're doing the form, and then every Wednesday it's functionality, it's training, it's self-perfection, it's all that good stuff that we're doing throughout the process. And then Thursdays I want to do a live Q&A. Vertical VERT. Hey Izzo, you commented. Wait a minute, how do I see that? All right, I'm not used to. Oh, there we go. Commented on my comment, Eddie Chong lineage 4 years. Commented on my comment. All right, good. This is what I want. I want more interaction here on this format. So I want to cover any questions that you guys may have from the Monday video where we covered the first section of Seal Them Down and pretty much what we're going to be talking about. And then Wednesday, yesterday, was centerline punch, Tan Sao, and Yun Sao. I'm going to wait a minute. I have my coffee here. Vaffanculo means have a nice day in Italian. I will give a shout out while surfing the internet. I came across a new YouTube channel. Renegade Wing Chun. I like the guy. Real Wing Chun videos. Hey, it's nice to see you too. We're doing this live every Thursday. 2 p.m. live. So this, I have no idea what this is going to be as time goes on. I'm looking forward to the Thursday content, a little bit more fun with you guys. Renegade Wing Chun, I want to look at his more. Dude, he's a jacked guy. He's got some power behind his punch. He's fantastic. Sushi Match, hello yourself. So when we come here, anyways, Renegade Wing Chun, I like his stuff. Check out his channel. I want to find out a little bit more about him. Okay, Paul Stewart, do you bend your wrist when coming from the center line at your chest and straightening it? I gotta find it, how to not freeze these comments. Okay, Paul Stewart asks, do you bend your wrist when coming from the center at your chest and then straighten it? Are you talking about the Yun Sao action? If that's the case is with the Yun Sao, if from a Tan position from training, I'm going to start with the index on this finger. These are going to be focal points where I'm keeping them. And you anatomically can't help but retract your wrist towards you. I start here. I try to keep this, which is going to keep this all focused, as tight circle as possible. Then, once I get here, I lift my pinky finger and start to circle it around as much as possible, coming back in that position. So from a front position, it's here. I try to make a complete circle as possible. I hope that answers your question on that. Look. The whole brother, Tears 117. Thoughts on Pan Am Wing Chun from Vertical? I'm not familiar with it. I truly am not. I don't have any. Callum Strokes, am I having a cigar tonight? Yes, 100%. Every day of the week. I have about 2 or 3. You can go to izzo.us. I got to update the website. Get a hold of me if you're interested in getting my cigar. Paul Stewart, punch. Yeah, so we covered yesterday. If you guys did see too, there's so many things I didn't cover on the punch. It's, you're feeding it out from here. I didn't talk about, are you focusing on the last 3 knuckles? I didn't talk about, should you have a tense hand, a closed hand, or relaxed fist? I didn't talk about any of that stuff. I just talked purely about the motion of it, the action, if you will. I want to look at some of the questions that were on the videos themselves, the statements, if you will. Because again, we're going to be doing the live content every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. So don't forget about that. Some of the comments on the videos. Andy Nig, no offense, but I see that you write Hyun Sao, H-U-E-N Sao, but you repeatedly pronounce Yun Sao, Cantonese, it's an H sound. So it's Hun Sao. All right, well, okay. That's just the way I was taught. I appreciate that. Let's see. All right, SD, a very informative piece regarding the importance of structure and how to begin understanding how your body works. knowledge of biometrics is vital, in my opinion. Most interesting to me is the technical differences. For example, Mr. Izzo's tonsile looks a little flat to me, but works for him. That's because it's training. I'm training it. I want that straight extension. It's not here. That's how my tonsile is. And then I relax my hand, and I kind of offer that index finger is the focus going forward on my tonsile. But all it's about making Wing Chun work for you. The only thing I would highlight here is the way that you make a fist. The forearm, the wrist, the knuckles should all be in line and flat to prevent injury when striking. I don't argue with that, but that's what you're going to do when you start hitting the wall bag. When you start getting wall bag training, this is just the movement. This is just the mechanics of it, like I said in the video. And I'm not anybody who critics now. It doesn't bother me. I understand everybody's gonna have a different view, and that's the goal, is to get interaction on YouTube, and we all want to have a comment. So if I ever comment back to you, sometimes it'll be thanks for the comment. Sometimes it's go fuck your mother. Other times it'll be an answer to your question. But this is where I really want to engage with you guys. Right. Okay. Those Matt. Let's see. I think there was another question there too. Hang on. Have you ever had to use your Wing Chun in a street fight? I was a cop for 18 years, if you look at the longevity of what I did. Wing Chun all the time. When I was in the bar industry, all the time. And have I ever hauled off and punched somebody in the face? No, but I've done a nice palm strike right to their face. Sarah's on here. What's going on, Sarah? See you tonight on mojo50.com. Let's see. All right, there weren't too many questions on yesterday's video. Let's look at the first one I did. Hell, I just may drink coffee with you guys. Who knows? Simon Taylor says no hook punches in Wing Chun is technically true because the motion that it comes from the form is a radius in ulna strikes from white crane. You could modify that motion to mean hook punch and hammer fist. But if that's what the particular motion is, we'll talk about the Foxcell section coming in there, and I'm going to argue that it doesn't matter what you're going to be hitting with this section of the wrist, this section for the wrist coming back in. I don't see why you can't make anything a hook punch. Kevin Zhang, Izzo, what's your take on some people's opinion that Biu Ji form is useless? Here's the deal. You got to look at it this way, right? Biu Ji is thrusting fingers, and it's all about recovering the center line. If you really thought if you really looked at the concept of what is Biu Ji, right? It's emergency techniques. Remember how we all said that? Oh my gosh, Biu Ji it's the most deadly form. It's emergency techniques. What technique in a fight isn't an emergency technique? I'll wait. And if it's all about recovering center line, no, it just got short range power energy. It truly is a great form. It's a little bit more explosive. My favorite form, and I'll get to that in a second, is Chum Q. I'll explain why. I don't think it's not useless. It is taught backwards. Wing Chun is taught backwards. If you think about it, we don't have the patience to learn Silam Dao to Biu Ji. So if that's the case, man, I mean, really, we should be teaching Biu Ji back to Silam Dao for the sake of retaining students. But Biu Ji, I mean, it's about recovering your center line in a Chi Sao application. And if people really focused on that, they'd see it in the first form. Biu Ji's in the first form. It's not useless. It's just not comprehended properly. Real Wing Chun videos. Hey, this question is not to stir up drama. I'm deciding where I want to train. I would love your honest feedback. What about Duncan Leung's? The Duncan Leung's currently, I don't know Duncan, so this is my opinion. I had some bad taste with everybody that I had exposure to. This Dave Meadows, if you go online and you look up Dave Meadows videos, you'll see like one or two videos. And I think he was a cop or a firefighter from the South in the 80s. And he had some badass Wing Chun. And he taught a handful of people. To my knowledge, the only person publicly teaching currently is Doc Savage. I've spoken to Doc. I fucking like Doc Savage. I like the guy's mentality. He is a gentleman and a killer. No bones about it. But for those of you who remember with the whole Wing Chun pissing wars, you guys remember when I was going back and forth with the White Rose Wing Chun boxing crew and that Dustin Carroll. He claimed that he had real Dave Meadows and whatnot. One student I did speak to, his name was Grant. He doesn't teach publicly at all, but the guy he was polite. He was a polite gentleman. Returned my email when I made inquiries. Said the Wing Chun community is a joke. I want no involvement in it. He's the only certified student under Dave Meadows. Dave Meadows had some really damn good-looking, explosive, violent, aggressive Wing Chun, which is not limited to Dave Meadows. You'll see other people like Simon Lau's lineage, which is I'm part of underneath Syed Ahmad. That's explosive, aggressive, and violent. My point being is Duncan Leungman changed it to applied Wing Chun. So if you're going to look for Wing Chun, to be 100% honest, currently the only person I know that is teaching what he taught that I would have liked to take is Doc Savage. That's the only person. And I've heard a lot of Doc's former students, current students who left places that said they were teaching Duncan Leung's lineage. And Duncan does applied Wing Chun. It's got some kickboxing aspects to it. A lot of Gansao coverage. I don't not like it. It's just not for me. But Doc Savage, right now, if you want to learn Duncan Leung's lineage, the stuff that I thought was great, Doc Savage is the only person to go up, and it's a shadow hand Wing Chun. Shadow hand Wing Chun. Check him out and tell him I sent you. Craig Holland, greetings from New Zealand. If you were going to train a second martial art, what's the one that would complement your Wing Chun training would be? Grappling, ground fighting. Now, you got to remember, I went backwards. I started ground fighting. I started wrestling from 12 until, I'd love to. God, I'd still love to wrestle, but I'm old. When did I stop? Right out of college, and then I found Wing Chun in 1998. So you got to figure wrestling from 88 until 98, but then I coached and whatnot. Yeah, it had to be around that time. 86 until whatever. The point being is, as I started wrestling, and then I went into Wing Chun. If you can keep in mind that the way Wing Chun is taught by a lot of people who do not have grappling skills, they don't understand how to apply their Wing Chun. If you can mix those two together so that it forms your Wing Chun, you'll see the principles are the same. They're the exact same. And I'm not that guy. Oh, you got to do ground fighting, you got to do boxing, you got to do this. That's JKD. Go ahead, follow it. I don't fucking care for it. But no, in my opinion, coming from a different martial art or grappling, when I got to Wing Chun, I don't need anything else. Grappling was great, but you're missing striking aspects. You're missing kicking aspects. When I went to Wing Chun, I tried boxing after I wrestled. When I went to Wing Chun, I went, oh, I don't need anything else. You seem mean when you should hit with 2 knuckles, when you should hit with 3 knuckles, when your body tells you. What is wrong? I can't tell you anatomically. So don't think that people are going to tell you, well, the wrist punch, that's what you want. You want your fist to be like this when you punch. When you hit something, your fist is going to arbitrarily match the surface area of what you're hitting. So, what if you're hitting a jaw and you only get to these 2 positions? Well, I threw a vertical punch up, but my bottom 2 or 3 knuckles are not even making contact. So it's circumstantial to what you're hitting. It just doesn't really matter on what you should. There is no should. Get that out of your head. I want to see this. All right. I'm looking at questions from the videos. Jay Seaster Deester. For opening a stance, I have to spread my legs out wider. It feels too narrow. If I go only by the toes out and turn the heels out, it feels a bit more solid. Feel my legs a bit more. You know what? Keep in mind, everything in Wing Chun is a rule of thought. Vertical thoughts on Chi Gurk. I'm not a big kicking guy. It's great. It's sticking legs. And that's I don't. It's good. It's good. But then again, too, remember from my background, I have from that takedown aspect of it. When you do a tie up with somebody, you're feeling the position of your legs and whatnot. Somebody goes for a leg. I'm very sensitive. If somebody went to kick my legs or come in for a takedown, my body awareness is extremely well developed. Keep in mind, everything is a suggestion. So just because you open up your feet, you know, like here and then here, oh, and your heels have to be directly under your shoulders. But what if you're a guy who likes to do a ton of friggin', you know, lat or shoulder raises in the gym, dumbbell raises, and you've got well-developed shoulders, and then all of a sudden here's your stance, and you're like, oh, here's my head, and then you got these wide shoulders, and then your feet are this far apart. It's like, okay, well, look at your triangle. Here's the base of this bottom triangle, and here's the base of this upper triangle. I don't think you're going to have too well-developed balance on that. So, and again, too, you may feel that you're going too wide on different aspects of it, too. Let's see. Real tough. What's up yourself, man? I've been good. How about you? All right, do I have any more questions on that first video? Yeah, Tom Umland said he had to look up the 2 YouTube sources. I said Russ Sechon. I don't remember. He's north of me, and I don't remember if he's Minnesota or Michigan, but he's directly under Ching. Russ, that man is so kind and he's so damn good. Sam, good to see you, buddy. And then Philip Hartstorm, Hartstorn, Hartshorn. I love Phil, the Daily Philip on YouTube. That guy, he's a class act. Philip is a class act. Both of them are, and they're both deadly as fuck too. Let's see. I have more questions on that. Guys, this is your opportunity too, Q&A. You know, if we're all going to be quarantined right now, I want to make myself available to you. So Thursdays, we're doing the 2 p.m. live Q&A. And if you saw Mondays and Wednesdays videos, plus, you know, tell me what you want to start covering too. And that's what I'll start putting on Fridays. So I may do more demonstrative videos on a Friday, maybe a couple times a month, cumulatively based on what you guys want to see. Real Tough says, hey, are you going to invite Light Burley back out again? I got to contact Light. His phone, I tried to reach out to him earlier in the year, and I haven't heard back from him. And I don't see him on Facebook too much more. Light Burley is one of the nicest guys I've ever met, I'll tell you that. I always thought, oh, come on, man. So yes, I would love to get Light back out. DM Revolution, I always thought Sifu Rusty trained out of New York, where Philip is from. No, I think, let me look. Oh, he's in New York. Why did I think? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that he was in like Michigan or something. Yeah, he's in Albany, New York. Yeah, Russ Sechon. That guy's fucking awesome. All right, so those are questions you got from the videos. Are you gonna run for office again? Yeah, if I'm still here in Chicago, I will, but I don't want to make that about the Wing Chun channel. You guys can talk to me on that online and other stuff. Any other Wing Chun questions? I'll go as long as there's interaction, there's questions, and there's not. And this is going to be a first one that we're doing, so it's not. I understand the. Oh, here we go. I'm going to look at my history one. Because I know that, because I put up online my history of training. Oh, DM Revolution says, I had chats with Phil. He's not into Wing Chun like he used to be. Oh, why would he? Probably gets burnt out too, because everyone sucks in this game. Is there any legitimate grappling in Wing Chun? So many places teach the slap. Yeah, there is. And here's the deal. You have to look. You have to. And how do I say this? A punch can be a push, right? This is going to be my generic answer. If I have an object and I make contact with it and I put this much energy into it, it's a push, right? I can push and I can also punch. It's the same action, just differently applied. If you can look and truly explore the forms, the dummy form, Chi Sao in itself, if you're looking to get around a guarded center line to make contact to strike in their center line, right? How can that not be the same concept? Who says that you have to strike? Who says that you have to fuck Sao and kill somebody in the kill shot to the throat? What if you're looking to just control someone? Now look at my job. My job as a former cop. I'm a retired police officer. I couldn't go out there and just smack the shit out of people with Wing Chun. So don't you think I used my Wing Chun concepts, my Wing Chun, to control and put people in handcuffs? So yes, it's all there. It is all there. I don't care who says what. Oh, I didn't see this, man. Indianapolis Wing Chun on one of my videos. You're the guy that brought us on the scene. Best meetup in the Wing Chun community I've had since I've met my brother Sean. If you guys don't pay attention to Clint Cloy's, Indianapolis Wing Chun, Sean McGuire, Casey Couch, yeah, you're missing out on a lot. Those are, I don't really talk to Wing Chun people anymore, but my God, they were just the epitome of what you want to be around. DM says DM Revolution says, I found that if I can use standing grappling, if you can get in the right position with Wing Chun. I slipped somebody once into the guillotine with sensitivity. Yes, then you used your Wing Chun to get that position. And you didn't kill him with the throat chop. Wing Chun's been done. All right, let's go a few more minutes here. For those of you who were wondering, too, if you want to look at my background, remember, I trained under Danny Halligan first, Phil Nearing second, and then I actually had a great conversation with Syed Ahmad. He's going to be doing some YouTube videos. I think the bug bit him. I'm like, oh, really? The bug bit you? It's about time you get your ass out there. I'm telling him for years. That man's too fucking humble for his own good. That's my opinion. But yeah, so my current Sifu still, like I haven't trained, we talked about it, I haven't trained with him in years, but he's my current and last Sifu is Syed Ahmad out here in Chicago, and him and my Wing Chun brother Ryan Parmalee. But then I trained under Phil Nearing before him, and then Danny Halligan. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering, what's your background? Where have you at? And I did a video in my car last week where I talked about my training experiences with all three of them, including how I left the two of them, the reasons I left the two of them. So it's just I'm very candid about everything. What else do you guys want to know? Remember, Monday we covered the first section of the first form. We covered intent, what you're supposed to be training for, why you're supposed to be training. Well, yesterday it was the first three weapons: punch, tan sao, yun sao, hyun or yun sao, whatever you want to pronounce it as. I maybe both. In a static position, they're self-perfection drills that you're going to be mastering during the time where you're on this downtime, and hopefully, once quarantine is lifted and all this kind of crap, that you're still going to be falling in love with it. This is a great time where summer's right around the corner. You can train outside, and it really feels great. You got a nice cool breeze coming in on a hot day, and you're training Silam Dao outside. Chum Q is what I want to talk about. So out of the three forms, Chum Q is my favorite form, hands down, no question. What do you think about the Wang Sheng Young lineage? I think they are now it's heavily Chi Sao based. Nothing wrong with that. Robert Bartowski, if you follow his videos, he's starting to do more now. He is from that lineage. The guy's deadly. I have trained with a couple of Wang Sheng Young guys. They are great. I love the feeling of their rolling. Their rolling, it's not sensitive. It's not forceful, but they're there. And I loved it. Violence, I like it. So yeah, that's Wang Sheng Young. I mean, that's the man. That's the man that Bruce Lee couldn't friggin' touch. The legend has it is that Bruce Lee comes to America. Oh, look at my snappy JKD. Comes back to China, shows Wang Sheng Young, and yeah, dude, you should have stayed in Wing Chun. Oh my! And I guess Bruce Lee asked him, "Could you please teach me?" and all that stuff. But you guys already know my viewpoints on Bruce Lee and the community he left behind. Salud. Anyways, Chun Q is my favorite form. DM Revolution tips on Wing Chun stretching. Do I look like I stretch? Please. Please. I am tighter than your mom's ass, which hopefully is tight. No, I don't stretch. No, I don't. I should. I don't stretch. Anyways, for someone who was asking about my thoughts on Bill G, I like Bill G, but Chun Q is my favorite form. It teaches you energy in opposite directions. It teaches you that torque power. It teaches you balance better than the other two, in my opinion. Chun Q is my favorite Wing Chun form. So, and we'll get to that as time goes on too. All right, let's spend about 3 more minutes here, and we'll call it. But again, I will go at length with Q&A with the more content that I put up, with your questions on the videos and your questions here. Hopefully I'm able to see them. I know a lot of times when I do a Facebook Live video, I can't see the comments in real time. So I'm hoping that I didn't miss any of your guys' questions. And if I did, I'm not being disrespectful. I just can't see them. And then I will address them in the next video. So I hope I really didn't miss anybody. I want to make sure I acknowledge all of you guys. And as time goes on, hopefully we'll have it so I can't acknowledge all you guys because there'll be so much. But I mean, I look at, I think I've seen a bunch of them. Oh, Kevin's Young, how important is footwork? Can't stand, you can't fight, brother. Can't stand, you can't fight. Should take on, that one. That's looking good. DM Revolution, do you bother with chain punching? Well, you got to define what chain punching is. Is chain punching, the motion where we end every class with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing until your shoulders burned out? Or are you understanding in the motion of it that here is, oh my gosh, this is the chain punch is everything. The chain punch is where your tools list, and the way that I used to describe it to my students, it's your belt feed of ammunition. You look at your firearm, you fire a shot, recoil comes back up, the recoil, you control the recoil, comes back online, pull the trigger again. But here's your shot, as you're punching, here's your other weapon, it's ready to go. And it's not with your turn and combined, you have no idea what your punch is, what your chain punch is, or what it's going to be. It is more of an idea of a concept than it actually is as a technique. If you're focusing on like how JKD turned it into straight blast, you're stepping in, and then somebody just goes, oh look, we used to train in Phil's class. Somebody comes in with a chain punch, fucking step off line. That's the problem. So if you're dedicated into that straight blast, if you ever did a straight blast, I can't see it doing more than 3 punches. It is just, and you're there, and if it's an entry, if anything. But the concept in close quarters is the fansao, continuation of strike. So it's just a concept when you really look at it. But I can picture people training it, throwing out that reciprocal punch, and then wondering, oh, why is that guy's head not there? He just dropped levels, and he shot in on a takedown on it. Oh, but you could chain punch in their head, and as they come down for a takedown. Really? You ever try to punch somebody in the top of the head? Good luck with that. Kevin's Young. Kevin, I hope I'm pronouncing your name last night. Sifu, or my Sifu, quit opening a school because his Sifu keeps trying to collect his money. What's your take on all Sifus? I told you. When a lot of these guys, their job, no disrespect to them, is to make money. The amount of money I paid Phil is fucking ridiculous. $50 per private lesson, 3 times a week, $120 a month for open classes. Now, I don't say that because it does suck where I've had the good fortune of meeting a Sifu who gave me everything. After that, Syed, I will just say the quality of gentleman that he is. Syed gave me more and never asked for anything, which is why my loyalty will always be to that man. There's no, that man will be my teacher until the day I'm dead. But Phil, I don't know one student of his who knows the entire system. So, and you can break everything down as long as you keep charging money. That's why you had the Sifus. Well, stand there, and your tonsai section should take an hour. You should take an hour. Well, yeah, because you're going to go in the back and drink your coffee and snort a line and then come back out. So that's why I wanted to offer this on a much more open basis, and you're going to start seeing this. I've already seen online. A couple different guys are like, oh, I'm going to start teaching Wing Chun online for free. Okay. You know, if you are, there comes to a place. I will never be a rich man off of Wing Chun. I've never seen a rich Wing Chun teacher. My goal is to get better. So any goal of a teacher, and this is, again, I keep coming back to him. Syed, it could be because we're relatively the same age. And him and Ryan and all of us share the same view of the better we make a student or a training partner of ours, the more they're going to chase us, right? They're going to wind up trying to kick our asses, if you will. And that means we have to improve. So why would I not want, like, you guys remember Matt, my student Matt? That guy was chasing me towards the end of our training, and I'm like, this motherfucker, which meant I had to get better. So it also meant that, the better your students get, the better you got to get. So, I mean, I have 3 businesses, and I'm on the radio and all this kind of crap, and I've got a book, by the way. If you guys haven't read my book, go to izzo.us and buy my book. So, and the long and the short of the story, to answer the question is that a good teacher is twofold. Number one, a student will find value, but a student can't take advantage of the teacher, which is why they pay. So if you are teaching, or if you're a teacher and they do give you free classes, you have to ask yourself, what do you get? What are you really getting if there's no value? And then if you're a student, if you're asked to pay, you have to discern the value. So it's a very, very, very tricky act. I understood the value of what I was getting, so I give loyalty, and I gave, I showed the willingness to travel. And, anything I collaborated in, I included Syed and Ryan in. So you have to match value for value, and that's essential. And a lot of people don't understand that. Real Tough says I paid $120 a month. Learned more with Cedric for $40 a month. Nothing against Phil though, because Phil's a teacher, a professional teacher. This is what it is. And Cedric, Cedric's he's a super nice guy too. And it really blows me away, Sam, because you're about 6'3", you're a tall guy, and friggin' Phil could have given you a ton of insights, but of course he didn't. What's your thoughts on Randy Williams' Wing Chun? No, it's Augustine Fong lineage. It's good. Eddie Dela Cruz from Windy City Wing Chun, one of the most technical guys out there. Him and Ken Weingart, I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Are they Eddie Chun? I hope they're from the same lineage. Fong. Augustine Fong. They're from Augustine Fong. And, you really can't get more detailed when it comes down to than the Windy City guys. I mean, they're great. Inga Chi said hello too. Mark Gellert. I sparred with a friend of mine who was boxing a few years ago. He had some straight blows. I have a feeling that sometimes they're too linear. What are your thoughts on that? I sparred with a friend who is boxing a few years ago. I had some trouble because I used the straight blast. I have that feeling, because you're dedicated to thinking it's a technique instead of a concept. Yes, I do remember Cedric. Super nice gentleman. All right, let's finish this up here. Can you give me a cigar? You have 6, export them. You know what I mean. What? No, I don't know what you mean. Can you give me a cigar? You have 6, export them. You know what I mean. Is that code? Oh, no. All right, I'm cutting this off. Let's come back Monday for more form, more concept. Wednesday, more training. And then live Q&A again on Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, the same time. And I'll go longer if there's questions. But that's where we're at right now. Hope this is of value to you guys. comment, question on the videos. This way I can check out what I need to address when I come to the next live Q&A. And that's it. I'm enjoying this, guys. Hope you guys are too. And I'll see you on Monday.